can I turn $1,000 into $100,000 in crypto, maybe even $1 million in crypto? Well guys, I'm here to tell you that you can, and there is a way to do it which no one is talking about right now on YouTube. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do this slightly later on in the video. But before we jump in and find out exactly how to do it, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get into today's video. So before I show you this never before talked about method that I'm pretty sure I've not seen anyone talk about on crypto channels right now, I'm going to show you a Gala chart. I'll also show you Hbar, I'll show you Algorand, and I want you to understand something about how to use these tokens to invest, but for something more important later on. Now, as we look at a Gala chart, Gala I've picked because it's great crypto. It's got really good upside potential. Back to all-time highs, you're looking at a 19x for Gala. As it does a really exciting run to $2, you got a 50x there. So if I got $1,000, I can make 50 grand from that $1,000 investment. But I'm going to show you a way that you can make even more money in crypto if you're smart about it. And if you're already in my Telegram group, which is linked down below in the description, then you might understand why I prefer to do things a little bit differently from what everyone else is talking about in crypto. Because I want to be part of the 5% of people who actually make money in crypto, not the 95% of people who buy the bottoms and then sell the bottoms later on. So let's think about what we can do right now with Gala. And I'm going to use $1,000 as an example just because it's a round number, my maths isn't that good, and I can use this very easily to talk about. $100, you know, whatever. And what we've seen happen in Gala very recently is of interest to me. I don't pay attention to all the boxes. I'm just lazy and haven't removed them. Now let's say you got lucky and you bought Gala down here. Now you're probably thinking, well, I'm just going to hold Gala all the way back up to the top and then I'm going to sell. And if you did that, you might make some good money. You might turn your $1,000 into like $50,000. And I'm not saying that's unimpressive by any means, and I would also be delighted with that. But there's a way that we can maybe, just maybe, go really big on this and get really, really good results. If we bought there and we got up to this blue box here, we would have made a 2x. So if we had $1,000 down here, we would now be sat up here at $3,000. Now, since it got into that blue box, it's then come down to this current level, which means it's lost 30% of that value. Now, what we could have done, if we were smart, is say that it got to this area and we had our $3,000. I could have taken out $2,000 and left $1,000 in Gala from there. Now, you know what that means, guys. From current levels, I've still got my $1,000 in, and if we get to the top, I'm now sitting on $20,000. I'm now still in Gala. I'm still make the money from Gala, but guess what I've got in my hand right now? I've got $2,000 free money that I can invest into other things. Now, Hbar, Algorand, Gala, these are all great coins, and they will, in my opinion, not financial advice, do 20, 25 X's. But how do I make more out of this money that I've got my hands on? Well, with that $2,000, I can do something smart. And I can take, let's say, that $2,000 into like 20 projects for $100 each, into 5 projects for $400 each. Just to make it easy, we're going to go for 5. So now what we've got is this. So now I've got 5 new bets which I've managed to create from just my initial investment in Gala. Remember, that $1,000 is still in Gala because I think Gala is going to do well, but I think that there's more on the table available if we can be very smart about this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you Solana. Solana currently valued at $20.78. At the top of the market, Solana was worth around $260. But if we jump back all this time ago when Solana started out, it was valued at a whopping 59 cents, which means it's done a 457x, which means from May the 26th, 2020, until basically the blow off top on the 7th of November 2021, which was around 18 months, it did 475x. If you'd invested one of those $400 into Solana on launch, you would have made this much money. So instead of just being sat in Gala and taking that 50k from my original $1,000 investment, I've now got 190 grand sat in one of these new tokens. And maybe that Gala's made me another like 20 or 30 grand, and maybe the other 400 bucks has turned into like 4 grand or 5 grand or whatever. But you see the power of finding these new tokens, and you're like, yeah, I get it. There's tons of new tokens about. How on earth do you find the next Solana? Well, a little bit this comes from understanding why Solana actually blew up in the first place. Well, it was in a smart industry because Ethereum was pretty much the daddy of layer 1s, and Ethereum obviously had scalability issues. So anything that came in and solved that scalability issue was likely to do well. But there's tons of other blockchains that launched and you probably don't even know have actually done anything that exciting. Okay, so we know the industry is important. So many new platforms launched into each industry. Well, let me tell you what it is, guys. These new companies require something to get off the ground. And they might have marketing, they might have this, they might have that. But really, what they really need to get started with, and Solana did this very well, so did Cardano, so did Avalanche, they need money. And it's not always easy to come across money. Okay, you probably understand this. Most people understand this. If you want to go and raise money for a new company, if you've ever watched Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, you'll understand the importance of raising money. And I'm going to use the Levi Roots example for the importance of investment. Now, Levi Roots, the guy on the right, was on Dragon's Den, which is the UK version of Shark Tank if you are American. And basically this guy on the right was clearly a very nice guy, came on playing a guitar, singing about a barbecue sauce that his grandma had made. And basically that was it. Didn't really understand any concept of business or anything. But the guy on the left, Peter Jones, liked the sauce, thought it was good, liked Levi Roots, thought he was a nice guy, liked his character, but understood that he didn't know anything about business. Peter Jones decided to take a risk and invest. Within weeks, Levi Roots' Reggae sauce was launched into pretty much every supermarket in the UK. Levi Roots now has a net worth of like $50 million, maybe even more than that. So what am I really saying with this Levi Roots example? He's obviously got a great product, but he's entered into one of the most competitive product niches in the world. But because he had the right connections, the right investment, well, guess what? He was able to harness this and become extremely successful. So in terms of raising money, ultimately the money comes from venture capital. Okay, so banks, high net worth individuals will invest into what they believe are successful projects. And obviously they want those projects to do well. So they will devote a lot of time and energy, not just money, but contacts and everything to help build that project and make that project a success. And the more success that project gets, the more success the investors get. So to find a gem of a crypto project, you need to understand who is investing and how much investment these smaller projects are getting. And I found the holy grail, guys, of how to do this. And it's this website. This is not associated with me in any way. I'm not making any money from Crunchbase, just so you're aware. There is a free trial. It's pretty expensive as a service. But perhaps if you were to make, let's say, like we talked about, your $1,000 in Gala, it might be worth taking a little bit of that and paying for a subscription to Crunchbase. Well, I'm on the free trial on Crunchbase, and I've realized that you can do some very cool stuff with this platform. And you can come up to the searches, and you can search very interesting things. You can search as an investor. And on the left, you can see I can put in my descriptional keywords. I put in Web3, blockchain, crypto. Now, obviously, it's bringing up some pretty big companies. We don't want to invest in these, right? Already massive, not interested. And then I'm going to put down the number of employees, just down to 10. And then I can do founded in the past, let's say 90 days. Now, what I can see is recently funded blockchain companies. Now, you can play around with these searches. I've literally just found this right now, okay? I haven't really delved into it as much as I need to, perhaps, but you can definitely understand why this is going to be such a powerful thing. Now, all I've got is all of these different organizations down here within crypto. Now, some of these might not be crypto companies, but we can find a few ones to click on. Now, if I hover over them, I can see the funding amount that they've received. These projects are yet to launch. Number of investments here. Orbs, $128 million raised. MetaTime, $21 million raised. Offers a single distributed blockchain ecosystem that enables a user to manage all from a single screen. Azra Games is a blockchain-based developer collectible and combat game, $25 million in funding. These are new projects that are receiving very good amounts of funding, but $25 million is tiny. If it can go to $250 million, you've got yourself a 10x. If it goes to $2.5 billion, you've made yourself a 100x. These are where you can make your money, guys. Get across and check out this platform. And I'm not saying that you won't make money in Gala, Algorand, and Hbar, and Jasmy, and whatever else. You're gonna make good money in all of the crypto market, in my opinion. Perhaps there's a few Luna coins and stuff waiting out there to catch you out. So do be paying attention to those and don't just invest into crazy stuff. Think of how these projects get off the ground. It's not after they've already been through a bull market and down into a bear market and everyone on YouTube's talking about them. You want to find the coins that no one is talking about. That's how you do it. And now I'm going to spend all my time pretty much searching through Crunchbase for these different cryptocurrencies. And if you want to know which ones I'm going to invest in, then get into my Telegram, link down below. There's a free version, but I'm going to be sharing all of my investment knowledge, all of my investment research into the premium Telegram group, which is $10 per month, free trial for 5 days, no brainer in my opinion, that you want to get in that group. And I will share with you all of the research I'm doing on Crunchbase. Once I've finished my free trial, I will pay for the pro version, which is like $50 a month. So you don't need to spend $50 a month. You can spend $10 a month and follow me for free, and then I'll do all the work for you. Absolute no-brainer. Guys, if you enjoyed that slightly different video today, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. I hope you have a wonderful weekend wherever you are.